Hey everybody, welcome back to the FSN Education Center. My name is Hannah, and today we're working on a couple of boutonnieres. Now, boutonnieres are perfect accessories for a wedding or maybe for prom or any kind of special event. So today we're going to go ahead and make 2 of them. So let's get started. So as far as the tools that we'll need, we are going to need some floral tape, a little bit of wire, or maybe not if you don't prefer it, and we'll certainly need some pins and our cutters. So first we're going to make our most traditional one, the one with a red rose and a little bit of baby spread. So before we do anything with the actual boutonniere, we're going to prep our rose. So we're going to take off these guard petals. There we go, and just as lovely as it was before. So these are going to be kind of smaller, so we're going to cut them a little closer. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to prep our greenery that we have as the background. We're going to grab our rose and lay it against our greenery and check and see just how far we want our greenery to go. So we'll have one kind of segment there, just like that, and we'll cut the greenery. There we go, just like that. Okay, so now we put the greenery behind it from a different angle, just to give it a little bit more dimension and to show off our rose. And so now we're going to peel off any of these lower leaves that might get stuck in our tape once we start to tape it. Just like that. Alright, so once you adjust your greenery to how exactly you want it to be, we're going to put a little bit of our baby spread on. So we'll cut our baby spread. This is perfect for if you have a lot of breaks whenever you're processing. You can just put them in a vase, set them aside, and then use them for boutonnieres a little bit later. So we'll take our baby spread and we'll just lay it against this backdrop that we now have. So you see how we kind of wove that in to where it wasn't already? There we go. Now we're showing off our rose, so showing off just how beautiful this rose is. And we're also creating a little bit of a backdrop for it and a depth of field. So we have a little bit below it, a little bit on top of it, and this is how it's looking so far. So now we're going to take it and we're going to kind of put it against ourselves. So we see it against ourselves and we go, okay, is this a little too wide? Is it a little too tall? Is it missing anything? So whenever I'm looking at this, I'm thinking maybe this is a little too wide. So I'm going to tuck this a little bit. There we go. Now, is there anything else missing? I think it looks pretty good. So now, before we cut our rose, before we cut anything, we're going to take our wire. This is optional. You don't have to put wire, but it does make me feel a little bit more like it's pretty well constructed before we put in our tape. We're going to wrap our wire around just to secure it. And you don't have to put the whole wire around the whole thing, just a little bit, just like that. So these extras, I'm going to cut off. I'm just going to tuck them. So now our boutonniere is still looking the same and feeling the same. And now we're going to go ahead and make our cuts. So we're going to cut just about maybe 3 fingers down from the head of our rose. So we're going to cut right about there. So let's go ahead and make a diagonal cut, just like that. So then we're going to take our florist tape and we're going to lay a little bit of tape and tape it all the way around. You can just twist your boutonniere. Twist, twist, twist. And when you come down to the bottom, just make a sharp diagonal. Go up to the top again. And then rewrap it. This time, you'll want to make sure that you run your fingers over it to really seal in that tape. The tape is a little bit sticky on both sides, so you'll want to make sure that you just make it nice and sturdy. Now you'll do one last pull, and then you'll pull it up and just kind of end it up toward the top, and you'll try and hide it in just a little bit. So you see how kind of seamless that is? It's just nice and close. So make any adjustments as you see fit. So now comes the hardest part, pinning the actual boutonniere. So I brought along Jeffrey from FSN to help us out. So we're going to place it right where we would like to place it. So we'll place it here on the apron. We're going to pick up the other side of the apron so that way we don't stick his skin whenever we're putting the pin in. And we're going to go directly through, and we're going to go through the tape and through the flower, and we're going to go back up. So you'll just push the pin in an upwards direction, And it'll be a little harder at first. There we go. And you'll feel it go through the fabric on the other side. Now it's not particularly stable with just one, so we're gonna put two. Now this side we went on the right side of the pin, so this side we're gonna go onto the left. So pick up your apron again, or your suit jacket, and you'll pin it from the other side. And remember, you're gonna go always in the upwards directions, that way you try not to pin this person. Okay, and there we go. So now we have our boutonniere lovingly placed on our apron or on your suit. Okay, so for our next one, we're gonna use a ranunculus. We're going to use a little bit of zeanthus, pink wax, and eucalyptus. So for this one, we're going to start with our star flower, this beautiful peach ranunculus, and we are going to have our flowers go around it. So with these, if you have any like scratch from processing, this is a perfect time to use it all. So I have these little short lisianthus that I'm going to pair with it, because this peach and purple color is just lovely. So if you have colors for a wedding or a prom and your colors are a particular set of colors, then go ahead and use flowers that are along that set. But otherwise, since this is just a free fun one, we're going to use whatever colors that we would like. So we're going to use these flowers as kind of backup secondary flowers. And that means that we're not going to have it take away from our primary flower. We're just going to pair them around it. So we have our ranunculus and we have our flower next by. So this, we're going to pair it behind because we want it to be at different lengths or different levels. Because we want to give it a little bit of movement. We just want it to kind of reach a little taller than just one very specific area. So we are going to do that with it. Now you need a little bit of greenery in it, so we are going to use this. Now we're going to peel off some of these bottom pieces, these leaves, because we don't want the entire set of leaves to be in the actual tape, because that will just make the tape at the bottom very bulky and it'll be harder to pin on, as well as it just won't look as good. So we'll tear off these bottom leaves. Now that we have those leaves taken off, we're just going to slide it right behind to add a little bit of interest, but we won't put it too high, so we'll lower it a little bit. We're going to take into factor the way that it leans, the direction in which it goes, as well as the direction in which we want this to be. Now we're going to put our wax. So we're going to use pink wax, and this is quite long, so we're just going to peel off whatever we don't want to use immediately. And we'll cut off the very bottom of these stems, so don't worry. So now I kind of have to decide stylistically, do I want to go below here to give it an arching continuation from the lisianthus? Do I want to put it right there? Or do I want to put it back here to make it even higher? Or do I want to put it right there? So we're going to put our wax right here, a little bit. We're going to put it right there. And we're going to retrain our fingers to hold it. So we're not going to put it at quite the same height as eucalyptus, because we do want that to be our final height, our final touching vision point. So we're going to adjust the lisianthus a little bit, be how we like it. Then we're going to take our last little piece, because we need something right down here. So we're going to peel off the tiny little pieces from our other piece of eucalyptus. So we'll tuck it just like that. So it's a little bit underneath to give it a little bit of something. So now let's go ahead and test it, and let's see what we like the most. So do we think that we're missing anything? Are we seeing anything that can be moved or changed or improved maybe? All right, so I quite like the look of this. So let's go ahead and move on with the next step. We're going to take our wire, just like we did last time, and we're going to very gently pull it all together. And we'll make sure not to get any of the petals in it. Now we're going to cut just a few finger lengths down, about 3 finger lengths down, so about right there. I'm going to cut it at an angle. Now we're going to tape this. Okay, and here we have our second one. This is a little bit different from our first. This is a little more fun, a little bit more modern. Now we are ready to pin it. And there we have it. We have two different boutonniere styles, and I love them both. And we've shown you how to pin them, which is very helpful. Okay, we'll see you next time on the FSN Education Center. My name is Hannah with FSN, and we'll see you next time.